Good morning, I'm Matthew Stamm. Today I'll be presenting understanding the effects of random molecular motion of molecules in a gas, and essential skill number 2, learning target 2.4. First thing I'll be presenting is chemistry in the gases. Students will be able to explain the effects of random molecular motion in molecules of a gas. Definition of random molecular motion is random, is without pattern. Molecular pertains to molecules, and motion is movement. My first example is when someone standing at one end of a large room opens a bottle of vinegar. It may take several minutes for a person at the other end to smell it. Gas molecules at room temperature move at very high velocities. So what is responsible for the delay in reaction of vinegar? Random collisions between the air and vinegar molecules. In this, I have the gas laws, and these are my gas laws, the gas laws. Here's one of the examples, the other examples that I have. Container flowing gas with a volume of 400 milliliters and a pressure of 400 mmHg is decreased to 200 milliliters. What is a new gas pressure? To solve this, you plug in your 400 to your volume and your 400 mmHg to your pressure, and you plug in your second set of numbers there, and you multiply and divide. Students will be explaining the values and meanings of standard temperature and pressure. STP is a set of values in which calculations can be conducted. Temperature at STP is 273 Kelvin or 0 degrees Celsius. And the pressure at STP is 1 atm or 760 torque or 760 mmHg. Here's another example I have that I had problems with. Under what conditions will a 5 mole sample of helium multiply at a volume of 11.2 liters? My answer is 273 Kelvin at 1.0 atm. The conversion between Celsius and Kelvin temperature scales. To get Kelvin, you take Celsius and you add 273 to it. And there's no temperature lower than 0 Kelvin, because that would be negative 273 degrees Celsius. The equivalent, this is another example. The equivalent of 423 Kelvin in degrees is 150 degrees Celsius. Because you take the Celsius and you add 273, which equals Kelvin. But then you take your Celsius plus your 273 to get 423. And you take 423 minus the 273, and you get your Celsius, which is 150 degrees. This is the ideal gas law, Pivner, PV. Pressure is P, V is volume, and is number of moles. R is your constant, depends on units used for pressure, volume, and temperature. So those are your volume and temperature, pressure. And then T is temperature. Here's another example of how many moles of gas would be needed in a 4-liter boat piston to create 10 atm of pressure if the piston reaches a temperature of 400 Kelvin. Solve this, the answer is 1.2 moles, but the solution is you're plugging in your numbers to Pivner and solving. Thank you, Mr. Mateo, for looking at you. I have to present my integrated math 2 PoL. My homework completion chart is here. I did all of it, actually, all my homework. I just may not have turned it in, but it's still done, and it's still actually here with me, if you can see it. Here's my assessment score chart. Got a 3.5 on my first quiz. My second quiz I did not take. I'm not sure if there was a retake I was supposed to do or that I didn't take. I don't know if that was the case. My corrections I completed, and test part 2 I got a low grade because they lacked on study. My effort, I To improve my grades this semester, I completed all my homework and studied for most of my quizzes and tests. And if I didn't understand a particular lesson or problem, I went over it with my tutor. I received my lowest grade on essential skill number 2, part 2. The learning target was 2.4, properties of 45, 45, 90, and 30, 60, 90 triangles. For the most part, I understood the problems, but sometimes incorrectly set up the equation. I had difficulty solving the problems and made mistakes with my algebra. Here are my quiz problem 7 versus test problem number 4. I did not take the quiz until after I took the test, and I got test problem number 4 incorrect. Here's the continuation of the last slide. Quiz problem number 7. This was my here are the quiz problems and test problems that I had problems with, I guess. Trouble. Here's one of the ones I got correct, actually. One of the many I got correct. Two problems I did correctly on the essential skills number 2, test 1, part 2 are these two. These are the easiest ones for me. And I think I deserve a B- in this class. I had a rough beginning of the semester, but I then became more determined to complete my homework and study. I have completed all my homework for essential skill number 2, part 1 and part 2. Right now, I believe I have an incomplete in the class. And that's it. Thank you.